Hello, everyone. It is I, Eatin Shit Food Reviews, with another food review and a dedication. This one goes out to anyone who's subscribed to me. All 4 of you. Thank you for your continued support. You're the reason why I do these. Actually, no. I just need an excuse to eat stuff that just straight out makes me gay. Today, here we have a lovely confection from a company called TNT. I'm going to call them TNT Confections. I'm going to be rather assuming with whatever that writing is underneath there. And we got a frozen mango mochi dessert. And this is kind of a follow-up for my red bean mochi. I think some part of me secretly wants this stuff to be really delicious. I like the idea of consuming this like very foreign and quirky food and having it be some sort of something that like some hidden treasure of my own that other people might not try out, but I'm trying out, and it turned out to be delicious. Now with the red bean one, I didn't exactly get to realize that dream, and something tells me that this time might yield similar results. All right. I was a little more optimistic about this one though because it was frozen. It was frozen, so that made me feel a little more. I don't know why, but that's for some reason that made me feel better about it, right? Like, oh, at least it's frozen. It's frozen, you know. It's not going to be sitting around at room temperature, so maybe that'll make it more delicious. Maybe it's I'm bringing in my habit of westernizing things again, right? Where it reminds me more of ice cream or something. I don't know. I have a tendency to do that without really knowing, right? But. And then it also has mango, which is a familiar flavor, instead of beans. And it also has a couple of, it has whipped cream in the bag, is one of the ingredients, which is something I'm familiar with as a Western consumer. Alright, but here we have our box. It's lovely. It is actually quite lovely. And then we have the item itself. It sort of looks exactly like the old ones did. Gross. And it's covered in like a white powder of sorts. They're very squishy and mushy. I can just kind of like mold them into whatever I feel like. Maybe I can mold them into something that's not disgusting. But I think I'm aiming a little high. See, I'm gonna try to give them up. They have a smell. They smell like dough. They smell like batter, pancake batter or something. I don't know what. It's got a hint of sweetness, but not that much sweetness. Okay? And these ones are really squishy. I can kind of mold them into whatever I want. They seem almost squishier than the red bean ones. In fact, this one's kind of coming apart in my hands. It's also getting kind of shit everywhere. And I just pulled it apart, actually. Now we have some sort of crap inside. It's really gross when you look at this one because it looks like this like gaping skin mouth like filled with like garbage. But I'm gonna try a little bite here now. And they get worse every time I eat them. Okay, I don't know how to put this. Alright, for starters, just as I said, there's whipped cream in them. That is actually whipped cream. All right. But maybe, you know, I might have left these out a little bit too long, so they might be warmer than they're supposed to be, but that powder crab is like coating the inside of my mouth. And trust me, it is not sugar. I thought it'd be powdered sugar or icing sugar. No, it's dust. It's cooking dust or something. I don't know. But the inside does actually have like a distinct like dairy taste to it almost, right? You can kind of like, you can pick out that like almost like that cream or milk quality about it. But this is kind of warm, so it also tastes like a fart. The outside is, I don't know, it's not sweet at all. And the texture is really gross and fleshy. So it makes me feel like a rad cannibal even eating this or something. To describe the outside, it's not like Jell-O, it's not like gelatin. It really is. It's like eating a piece of like human skin softened in the sun. And it's flavorless. It's like absolutely flavorless, but like flavorless in a way that gives it its own flavor, and that flavor is disgusting. I don't know if that makes any sense, right? But it's not like water where it's like sheerly neutral. This is flavorless, but in a way that like twists my world upside down. That Dutch, for some reason, is really on there. I know it's really all over me. Chewing it is such a gross thing to do that honestly, it encourages you to merely swallow that thing whole. Maybe that dust is there to ease the friction as you like gulp down that entire wad without chewing it, because chewing it is as I said the most disgusting part of this whole ordeal. It's the casing. It doesn't give any resistance. Like you can really just kind of like pull it apart, or it really like mushes apart. But again, in a way that makes it really offensive to the palate, kind of. The filling might be good. Actually, no, I can't really think of a situation in which the filling would be good. The filling might be. Oh, you know what they almost remind me of? God, I just thought about this. There's these cookies now. I think the brand is called Peak Freens or something like that. I don't know. Maybe that's a regional sort of thing. But if you guys have ever seen those like shortbread cookies, and they have that little like dot of jam in the middle, like I'm gonna try to like look to my camera woman to give me a cue and see if that makes any sense. If she's like ever had these things before, she seems to be nodding yes. Okay, but they're like a sandwich cookie, and they have some sort of like cream in the middle, and then if you look at them from the top, there's like a dot of jam in them, right? That's what this tastes like. But it doesn't carry the same texture. So if you don't mind those cookies, you'll likely definitely mind this. Alright? But it really does. Now that I think about it, I've been sitting and racking my brain to come up with some familiar item to liken this to. And that's it. It's those little jam dot cookies or whatever. But like the kind of human flesh quality to the outside of these wads sort of takes that flavor experience and turns it into something really monstrous. But I can't criticize these things too harshly because they're a cultural product, and I'm not of that culture, so it's tough for me to criticize them too harshly. But on the other hand, each piece of like mochi or mochi that I've eaten has made me want to puke. So that's it. I'm done.